Alright, we're on to page 55 here, and here we got word problems. So the first thing you want to do here is identify your variables of each situation. So read through the problem. Marty is spending money at the average rate of $3 per day. After 14 days, he has $68 left. The amount left depends on the number of days that have passed. So the big thing here is right there, okay? Boom. It gives us a rate, $3 per day. What does that tell us? Well, it tells us that X is the number of days and that Y is how many dollars, okay? So that helps out, and since it's $3 per day, we know that that is the slope. But because he's spending the money, it's going to be minus 3, okay? If he's taking it in or saving it, it's going to be plus 3. If he's spending it or giving it away, it's going to be minus 3. Okay, so that means usually if you have one slope, that means you are not going to have 2 points, because the reason you have 2 points is so you can calculate your slope. Alright, now if we look further into the problem, we have that after 14 days he has $68 left. Okay, well, days is our X, so that's the X coordinate of our point, and $68 is going to be the Y coordinate since Y is the same as dollars. Now, once we have this established, we use our point slope formula and we put these in. So we have Y minus Y1 is going to be 68 equals, the slope is negative 3, and then parentheses X minus, and X1 is going to be 14. And this is our equation. Okay, no need to put it into slope-intercept form. There you go. Okay, so now part B says, use your equation to find the amount of money he began with. So, if it's at the start where he began with, that means X equals 0. So take your equation and put 0 in for X. So you have Y minus 68 equals negative 3 times 0 minus 14. Okay, do what's in parentheses first. 0 minus 14 is negative 14. Make sure of your signs. Then multiply negative 3 times negative 14. And negative 3 times 14 is 42. Positive 42 because you have a negative times a negative. And then to solve for y, you have to add 68 to both sides. And with this, you get y equals $110. Okay? And then up in this information, your y-intercept is going to be the point 0, 110. Okay? And when they ask for a y-intercept, you need to give coordinates. Okay? All right, number two. Number 2 is a little bit more difficult, but it's doable. Okay? So Diane knows a phone call to a friend costs 25 cents for the first 3 minutes and 10 cents for each additional minute. The number of minutes you call and the cost of the call are related. So, that is not a highlighter. Let's try that again. Okay, so here, number of minutes, cost of the call. So here, X is going to be, now I need the pen, there we go. Number of minutes, and this is going to be the cost of the call. Okay, so now, if we look, they give us 25 cents for the first 3 minutes. So that gives us a X and a Y. Since X is the number of minutes, 3 is your X, 25 cents, so we'll call it 0.25 is your Y, because cost, the money, is your y value. Okay? Now the next piece says it costs 10 cents for each additional minute. Ooh, for each, that's one of our key words. That means the slope. So 10 cents is actually 0.1. So now we can go through. X1 is 3, Y1 is 0.25, and M is 0.1. So now put that into our slope-intercept form. So we have y minus y1, which is 0.25, equals m, and then in parentheses, x minus x1, which is 3. And there's our equation. Okay, and again, we don't need a second point. If they give us the slope, no need to even try to find a second point. Okay, use your equation to find the cost of a 30-minute call. 30 minutes is your x value, so put that in for x in your equation. You get y minus 0.25 equals 0.1 times 30 minus 3. Now, do what's in parentheses first. And 30 minus 3 is 27. 27 times 0.1 is 2.7. Oops, I put one too many lines right there. There we go. And so now to finish this thing up, add 0.25 to both sides, and you get y equals 2.95. So a 30-minute call will cost $2.95. Okay? And we're not going to worry about the y-intercept on here. But if you were, okay, you're like, I have to find the y-intercept, then all you have to do is take your equation, and just like the last one, let's see here, 0.1, put 0 in for x. Okay, when you have an equation to find the y-intercept, 0 in for x, solve for y. So you have 0 minus 3, which is negative 3. Multiply 0.1 by negative 3, and you get negative 0.3. And then you have to add 0.25. And what you end up getting is y equals negative 0.05. So your y-intercept is 0, negative 0.05. Okay, so that's page 55. Next up.